And welcome back to our second half of For Biz Talk. And we're so glad now. We were talking to Miss Jasmine Douglas, but we are now joined in with Mr. Dirk Larry, and these two work together. Mr. Dirk, tell us, how are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful.
Very good. Well, we're so glad that we finally can get you on. So we were just talking to Jasmine, and we were talking about the vendor showcase. Can you give us your take on it?
I think this one was awesome. What I liked about it is that I went back to a place that I lived for 16 years, and then to see the participation by the public, it was awesome. And I know that we had probably twice as many people here for this one as we did for the last one that we did in Somerville. So I was really grateful.
So go ahead and walk us through a typical work day for the vendor showcase.
Typically, we have to get into the venue if it's not already set up, and we have to set up the tables, the chairs, and then everyone comes in and puts out their display. What I like about it is that some people had like backdrops, like for their businesses and everything. And as a photographer, I have done numerous backdrops for people for their businesses. So it was great seeing that.
Good. So since this is the second one, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so it sounds like you might be planning a third one.
Yes. Jasmine and I talked about doing one in December for Christmas. And it's not going to be the third annual one. This is specifically for Christmas to cater to Christmas shoppers and to assist those businesses during Christmas time for that, everybody wants to buy at Christmas time. So we want to do something for Christmas.
And I'm glad that you were able to answer that because it leads us to know that you have a future direction for the business. So tell us, what future direction do you both see for this?
Well, right now we've moved from city to city in South Carolina, and eventually we want to go from state to state. We were asked to do one in Savannah, Georgia. I have connections in Savannah with someone who is in business and other people there also as vendors. So that's probably going to be one of our next things. Um, I just wanted to grow to a point where people can make a ton of money and and can really get their businesses out there. So that's the goal, is not just to stay in South Carolina, but to venture out of the state also.
And how about you, Jasmine? You feel the same way?
Yes, but also I want to be able to offer trainings as we move forward, and I want them to be free to the public. And these trainings would consist of like how to write a resume, if there's someone, how to show up in interviews, just giving like those soft skills, and also just trying to figure out what the community needs are to kind of see if we can connect people. There's a lot of organizations out here that are doing different works. So I just think it's important that, collectively we all know who's doing what. So that way we're not, beating a dead horse, and we could kind of, again, just come together and continue to network. So that way everybody can have what they need. And also to make sure that we keep these events free to the public, so that way there's no cost barriers, because I'm really trying to reach those in the communities that just need a little push, a little motivation, and then also for children to see more black excellence than what some of the negative things that are usually associated with our community.
So there's someone out there right now that wants to start a business like you two did, but they just don't know how to do it. What would be your advice to them? I'll start with you, Mr. Dirk.
Well, one of the things is we are in a technology age, and one of the things that would help a person out is to go on the internet and just simply look up how to start a business, and that helps a lot. Also, having the capital to start the business, having resources to go into the business. So the first thing I would do is just tell them to go on the internet, look and see how to start a business, and talk to someone who they know that is a business owner and get pointers and tips from them. Um, and that's what I did. When I started my photography business over 20 years ago, I actually just sat down with one of my cousins who was already doing photography business. He told me how to do contracts, and also always encouraged me, learn your craft. So whatever you do, do it at a high spirit of excellence. But because we live in the media age, it makes things so much easier. And then going to someone to find out, how they get their business established, what are the ups and downs of business, and then go to someone. If you're interested in doing a certain type of business, go to someone who is in that business and see what they're doing, and then go from there.
And you, Miss Jasmine?
I pretty much agree. I think it's important to try to surround yourself with people that are kind of like in that same wave as what you're doing, so you could kind of get that information. And like Dirk said, I mean, you really could Google anything and that's going to be your best friend. And to be honest, you might come across some people who don't want to share information, and don't get discouraged about that. You keep moving, because there is going to be somebody that wants to share, and I'm one of those people where I want to share, information. And if I don't know it, then I will try to find someone who does know it, and connect that person.
And that's very good because we do come across a lot of people these days that don't want to share information. But the good thing that there are resources out there that can help you get your business started. Now, I want to ask a question for the upcoming vendors that may want to come to your show or your event and set up a table. How can we get in contact with you?
They can reach out to us on Facebook, Dirk Leary or JD Wright. Um, and also, they can give us a call. I don't know if we could give our phone numbers out, but
If you'd like to give it
oh,
out.
but yes, my number, the area code is 201-207-5433. Again, 201-207-5433.
And my number is 843-557-6979. That's 843-557-6979, which is a business number as well as personal. So I take calls for my photography business through that number. Once again, it's 843-557-6979. And of course, you can also reach me on Facebook, just Dirk Leary. Dirk is the first name, and Lary is the last name. And Dirk is the first name, Lary is the name.
Well, I mean, I think it's some good information that we received today. And for their next event, I'm sure they will probably have a list of even more vendors reaching out.
Hmm.
Yes, I'm excited
Who
for
we
this
hope.
Christmas edition.
So the
One
Christmas
of the things.
edition is coming up next.
Yeah, that one is going to be in December. I'm excited. I talked to a decorator. I went, when people walk in, it looks like Santa's Christmas shop. And, we want to keep the music. So we're looking for any artist out there that wants to do a carols or any songs of their own that's like kind of in the spirit of Christmas. So if there's any artists out there, please get in contact with us, because we definitely want to continue to have, art and music involved with the event.
All right, Mr. Dirk,
And
anything before we leave, sir?
yes, one of the things that I'm grateful for is the business connections that were made. One of the things that we talked about is businesses connecting. The gentleman that came to shoot the event, he actually put it on his television show on Watch Fox 57 in Columbia, which was awesome. That blew me away. But what he and I have done is made business connections. And he's a videographer. I'm a photographer. So we work together, and he's getting ready to go do a shoot for me. He's also connected with the musical artist Anna Teresa Jameson, and he shot several videos for her already. I've done business with people that were there since the event. Things that I wanted to do business wise, and I wanted to support their business. So this is another thing within the vendors that came to these events. We promote connecting with these vendors because you may need something or want something that one of these vendors have, and this is what I've been looking for. Someone who can shoot videos and other services that I desired. I connected with people that were there and after the event, called them on the phone and supported their business. So that's another thing that we strive to do, is to make those business connections within. And I want to say, one of the reasons why I'm so adamant about being a business owner, I don't want to be on a soapbox. We deal with racism in this country, and one of the ways to kind of take the sting out of it is to be your own boss, for you to call your own shots. And so that's something that I'm adamant about. And I always talk to people about going into their own businesses, even if it's part time, even if you're not doing it full time. And that's been my thing for the last 20 years, that I can say this is mine. This is something that I control, and I control the input and the output of this business. And for Black people in America, at one time, we owned 40% of the businesses in America due to segregation. Now it's down to 8 or 9%, but it's growing. And what I understand as a Black person, there is nothing like the gratification of being your own boss. And that's the reason why I'm adamant. And I just want to say, I thank God for JD, who is a wonderful, not only a beautiful person, but a wonderful business partner. And I always tell people, I'm not working with a bridezilla. I got somebody so sweet to work with, and our connection away from the from doing this. I call on and check on her, how you doing, sweetheart, so and so, blah blah blah. I met a wonderful person, and I thank God where I see the direction of this event going to something great. And I don't want to talk too much, but one of the last things is, years ago, I wanted to participate in an expo, and it was just money. I said, if I pay out this amount, I may not even break even. So I said, well, I can do this on my own, and I did. She and I connected, and it's a great place to where it's going, because I want to see people make money. I want to see people come there, people that sold out of all of their goods. The lady that rolled with me, she did a phenomenal 4 hours. She made quite a bit of money, and that is the goal, to assist and to help people. So that's my thing, and anybody that's doing business or whatever, call me. I just support Black business. I mean, and that's just me. I don't ask anybody for any discounts. Whatever you tell me that you charge, and I can do it to support your business, that's what I'm going to do, because I want to see us as a whole reach great heights in business and economics, as a Black people as a whole. So that's just my part.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the people who had to say it. So finally, Ms. Jasmine, is there anything you'd like to say before we close here?
Pretty much, I just thank you and Miss Shawnette for having us again, and hopefully we get to come visit with some other news. But I'm very optimistic, and I'm just looking forward to see what God has in store. I know this wasn't placed on us by accident, so I'm just going to run with it, even when I get undefeated. Because I'm gonna tell you, before we had the second one, I was like, I'm not doing anymore. But at the second annual, with all the feedback, and it was like, you got to keep this thing going. It just really gave me the momentum and, just continue to pray and just ask for that strength in them times where you get weak. And I'm just looking forward to see what the future has. So I'm excited.
Miss Shawnette,
Yes.
is there anything before we close?
No, I think they gave us all that we needed to know. And we're excited for the upcoming Christmas vendor show.
All right. Well, as we always say, we only talk to people that know what the hell they're talking about. So as you can see from Miss JD and Mr. Dirk, that's exactly what the situation has been today. So now on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get on out of the way. Cousin, take us out of here.